Percy Fawcett, a British explorer, vanished in 1925 after being the last seen in the heart of the Amazon rainforest. He had one goal in mind whilst on his 7th journey through the Amazon: to locate the ruins of the long-lost city he called Z. Yes, you are right. Today we will discuss how the lost cities of Amazon were finally found. So let's get started. The concept had been based on legends that had been circulating for ages that there had been previously big cities in the Amazon that were populated. Fawcett, however, has yet to discover Z or any other city. Experts believe this rainforest was too barren and remote to have ever supported towns for decades after it vanished. Up until recently, when researchers started discovering these human-built mounds and ditches and found that the rainforest was covered in them. Currently, archaeologists believe that they have solved a long-standing puzzle. Where are the lost towns of the Amazon? Here was the capital of the Inca Empire, Cusco. Where are the abandoned cities of Amazon? Is a long-standing question that archaeologists believe have now been solved. Cusco, the seat of the Inca Empire, was located here. Many excellent, enormous walls constructed by the ancestors centuries before the arrival of the Spaniards still stand. European invaders descend on the Central and South America in the 16th century, bringing them with the armies, sickness, and conquest plans. They came across numerous indigenous communities, some of which had long since contributed enormous cities like Tenochtitlan, which was established about 1325 AD by the Mexica people, and Cusco, which the Incas founded in 1200 AD. The cities has well-designed streets and communities and were built out of stone. After conquering both, the Europeans heard tales of some other town where a great lord walks about constantly coated in gold dust and washes it away at night. The mythology of El Dorado, a city made of gold hidden in the Amazon rainforest, was eventually based on those rumors. Numerous Europeans set out in pursuit of El Dorado after being convinced that there could be a golden city by these spectacular cities. But they fell short. Most resulted in death by disease, malnutrition, or both. Although no one ever discovered a golden city, they noted indications of it. Scientists' recent discovery that there were actual ancient towns in the Amazon has given the plot a new twist. And while urban remains are still incredibly hard to locate in dense, far-off woodlands, a crucial technological advancement has helped change the game. In a 650-foot-high aircraft, researchers utilized light-based remote sensing technology, LIDAR, to digitally clear the canopy and locate the ancient remnants of a sizable urban community abandoned around Llanos de Morros in the Bolivian Amazon around 600 years earlier. A bastion of the socially complex Casaraba culture, 500 to 1400 CE, is revealed in detail in these new photos, with new urban centers displaying grand platforms and pyramid structures. The terrain was molded by a significant water control and distribution system with reservoirs and canals, and raised causeways joined a constellation of suburban-like towns that spanned for miles. The location, which was just detailed in nature, is the most startling find to show that the Amazonian's rainforest's wilderness was densely populated and, in some parts, highly urbanized for many centuries before the region's documented history began. No one is as blind as one who doesn't want to see, according to an old Spanish saying cited by co-author Heiko Pumers of the German Archaeological Institute. He claims that it's a myth invented by Europeans who actually spoke of a forest and large uninhabited areas. As a result, many individuals opposed to the idea that there were worthwhile archaeological sites nearby. The author continues, "I'm confident that we will see many of these cities in the next 10 or 20 years, some even greater than the ones we described in our study." Although he wasn't engaged in the investigation, University of Florida anthropologist Michael Heckenberger has spent nearly 2 decades researching urbanism in the pre-Columbian Amazon. Even lost cities can be found, but you keeping your things somewhere can't. I hope you find your lost items soon, and remember to comment on what essential things that you're looking for. Also, remember to like and share the video and subscribe to Just History. He points out that certain aspects of the Llanos de Morros settlement, including the moats and causeways, as well as transformed landscape made up of parklands, active forests, and fish farms, have been observed elsewhere in the prehistoric Amazon. But the most recent study reveals something very novel. The upper Xingu region of the Brazilian Amazon, where Heckenberger collaborates with the Quichuro Nation, is one of the earlier examples of urbanization in the Amazon. These settlements are networks of interconnected communities. Some academics have stated that they aren't cities because they need to be clearly defined major hubs with monumental architecture like platform mounds and U-shaped temples. But those cities are located in Llanos de Morros. This is the most apparent instance of a totally urbanized Amazonian landscape. Noted by Heckenberger, "What a fantastic piece of work. It demonstrates the incredible variety of ways that people have done throughout history to work with their environments and support ever-growing populations." In addition, 600 miles of causeways and canals had been located, but attempts to connect the dots and determine whether or how they were related to one another needed to be improved by the practical difficulties of mapping them in a remote tropical jungle. To provide a bird's-eye picture of the Casarabe Cultural Center of Bolivia between 500 and 1400 CE, the team carried out an airborne LiDAR mapping of the 6 distinct locations, varying in size from 4 square miles to 32 square miles. Several thousand infrared rays are fired down from an airplane each second by a navigation system, and each beam that hits an object on the Earth's surface comes back with an indication of distance. This generates massive data bits that could be incorporated into machine software to make high-resolution photos that allow researchers to clear the Amazon digitally. The maps expose the Earth's surface and the historical elements by scraping away forests. These tales only spur the search to pick up again in the early 20th century when a British adventurer did. Fawcett spent 2 decades searching the Amazon for signs of an old metropolis, concentrating on 2 regions: Bolivia's western Amazon and Brazil, the southern Amazon, but he could not locate any of the items that the early Europeans had noticed. Although he interacted with native people, he said in his letter that he only saw them in small groups or plain villages, and he discovered no evidence of stone ruins. This corroborates the general belief among specialists at the time that the rainforest was unfriendly to the development of advanced civilizations, not to mention towns. According to current studies, only a few 100,000 people called the entire Amazon rainforest home in Fawcett's area. At the time, more prejudiced ideas claimed that these indigenous people were too primitive to develop cities. Others cited the Amazon soil as too barren to support the requisite extensive cultivation. Fawcett, however, was adamant that cities existed. In addition, Fawcett reassured his wife in his final letter to her, saying, "You need not fear any failure," then abandoned his camp here and vanished into thin air. It was thought that the Amazon had mainly remained uninhabited for the following several decades. Fawcett, it turns out, was looking for the wrong thing despite being in the correct spot. Fawcett overlooked a hint that was in the soil. Scientists found some vibrant ground in the 1960s. Analysis revealed that it had far more nutrients than typical. It was known as a terra preta, or black earth. It was abundant in the Amazon, particularly along rivers. Further investigation indicated that it was produced by human waste or purposeful forest burning, which enriches the soil underneath the nutrients. Terra preta served as proof that the industrial-scale farming was feasible in the Amazon. The following hint Fawcett overlooked would have been challenging to find. Dr. Michael Heckenberger of the University of Florida led a team of archaeologists that uncovered a spectacular discovery in Brazil's Xingu River during the 1990s. They looked at these extremely long ditches in collaboration with the native population in the area. After mapping them, it was discovered that these ditches were evidence of a sizable settlement. They were the remains of meticulously constructed walls built around a plaza. Some of these roads are connected to other communities. This area of the Amazon, which is about the size of New Jersey, was previously home to a network of numerous societies. Between 1250 and 1650 AD, scientists estimate that there may have been at least 50,000 people living there. These towns had designated areas for orchards and gardens so that they could make the most of the forest without destroying it. Moreover, densely forested areas between cities are used to raise animals and grow medicinal plants. Researchers are coming to a new understanding due to all of these finds that the lost civilization in the rainforest were once home to millions of people. So yes, here is how researchers researched the lost cities. Do let us know your thoughts on this discovery, and also remember to like and share the video and subscribe to our channel Just History.